News 13 Inside Las Vegas begins now.
7 people shot to death in a drug-related crime. This coming just 2 days after a devastating workplace shooting. Tonight's shooting happened just about 3 hours ago in the city of Philadelphia. Good evening, I'm Mark Sayre in for Ken Hamilton.
And I'm Cathy Ray. Police say someone went on a shooting spree inside a deserted house. Survivors claim 4 men wearing masks burst into the house and opened fire.
I just heard screaming. Somebody help me. Please, somebody help me. Oh, God, somebody help. See my little daughter running up the street. She just said some guys ran past her with a gun. I was like, I told her to go in the house.
In all, 7 people were killed, 3 more are injured. Officers confirmed drug activity at the abandoned building. Philadelphia police say it's the most deaths from a single shooting that they can remember.
God did not make death.
That crime comes on the same night as the memorial service for victims of Tuesday's office shooting. Mourners filled a suburban Boston church tonight to remember the 7 people killed at Edgewater Technologies. Relatives lit candles and read poems. Co-worker Michael McDermott remains behind bars right now, accused of the rampage.
It is news that, to say the least, came as a shock to generations of Americans. After 125 years in business, Montgomery Ward will close its 250 stores, including 2 right here in the Valley. New tonight, the announcement means 200 local workers will lose their jobs. This is 13's Christine Connolly live at the Montgomery Ward near Decatur and Sayre with more on today's announcement. Christine?
Well, Mark, soon this parking lot behind me will be vacant for good now that the company which coined the phrase satisfaction guaranteed or your money back has filed for bankruptcy.
Shoppers were hoping to race away with the sales before Wards turns out its lights for good.
We expected to see a liquidation sale, and while they had a lot of sales items, the prices weren't as low as I was expecting.
Wards may not be giving merchandise away, but fans say they're going to miss this department store dinosaur.
I'm very sad that the store's closing. It's in the neighborhood. I'm like 10 minutes away. I do my shopping here. I come at least once every couple of weeks. I buy stuff, I buy shirts, I buy pants, I buy socks. I like the quality and I like the prices.
I brought my wedding ring here. Gosh, it was, I got married in 1990, and it was a great set, a cute little 3-piece set. I bought lots of clothes in here. Me and my husband both had credit cards here.
Well, we've been shopping here for about 15, 20 years, approximately, and I think it's sad and disappointing, especially for the employees. I'm sure some have been here for years.
Locally, close to 200 employees will lose their jobs. Nationally, 3,700 workers in 31 states. Some have already packed up their boxes. Ward CEO says weak holiday sales and a difficult retailing environment are the reasons the company has to close its doors.
A company spokesperson tells us that all the stores nationwide should be closed by June 30th. As far as the local stores, we don't yet have a timetable for them, but we do know that they should be open tomorrow.
Christine, just about everybody probably has something rather from Wards. What do people do if they need to take back merchandise, or do we know if the stores are going to have any going out of business sales at all?
Mark, unfortunately, I don't have an answer for you. We did ask those questions today, but weren't able to get them answered. I think we should hear a little bit more tomorrow, though.
Okay, Christine, thanks a lot.
A name change for a familiar sight on the Strip. The Flamingo Hilton is now simply the Flamingo. The change is part of a deal with Park Place Entertainment, the company buying the Flamingo. The resort had to drop the Hilton name by the end of this year. The main financial partner in Steve Wynn's new venture at the Desert Inn may be in trouble with the tax man. The Japanese company, called the Aruze Corporation, is being investigated by Japanese authorities. A Japanese news service reports that Aruze allegedly concealed about $35 million in taxable income over 3 years. Aruze recently purchased a 50% stake in the company that Wynn set up to run the DI. Nevada gaming regulators say they are trying to get more information on the charges.
New tonight, the number 2 carrier at McCarran Airport makes a big financial move. America West has bought back all of its stock, which was owned by Continental Airlines. It cost America West $11 million to buy the 158,000 shares. Continental bought that stock in 1994 when America West filed for bankruptcy. Today's move, however, could make it easier for another carrier to take over the airline. Las Vegas companies that provide air tours of the Grand Canyon are breathing a sigh of relief tonight. The Federal Aviation Administration let a deadline pass for enforcing strict new rules to limit aircraft noise over the canyon. That means the rules will now be considered under the administration of George W. Bush Air tour operators believe the president-elect will take what they call a more balanced view of the air tour industry. About 800,000 people a year now view the Grand Canyon from the air.
New information tonight about a story News 13 first brought you back in October. A 57-year-old woman has died, the result of a violent attack. As News 13 first reported, the woman was sexually assaulted, then shot while waiting for a bus at D Street in Paul. The attacker took off with her $10. Police have issued a $3,500 reward for the man's arrest. If caught, he will now face murder charges. The suspect is described as a black man with cornrows. He's in his mid-20s, 5 feet 8 inches tall. New details about a story you saw first on News 13 at 11. Police are looking for the group of teenagers who nearly beat a homeless man to death last night. The man was sleeping near the road on Owens and A Street. Officers believe the teens live in the area. Tonight, that man remains in critical condition at UMC.
A guilty verdict today in the trial of John Butler. A jury convicted the self-proclaimed neo-Nazi of luring 2 anti-racist skinheads into the desert and then shooting them to death. Butler faces the death penalty for killing 20-year-old Daniel Schursty and 25-year-old Lin Newborn in July of 1998. It's now up to the same jury to decide his penalty. Jurors begin deliberations next week. Also in court today, a teenager involved in the attack on Blue, the Centennial High School mascot, but another teen was missing. Both Douglas Stumpf and Richard McDonald were supposed to appear in court today, but McDonald was a no-show.
Where is he? Your Honor, he is not here. He's on family vacation out of the state, Judge.
Bench warrant will issue.
Judge.
Bench warrant will issue.
Judge, he'll be here next week anytime.
Bench warrant will issue.
As you just heard, the judge ordered a warrant for McDonald's arrest, even though his attorney claims the boy left town by mistake.
More new tonight. A large shipment is finally here. We're talking about the much-awaited flu vaccinations for this winter. News 13's Kimberly Youn joins us now from the Internet Center with this new information. Kimberly, finally.
Cathy, it's definitely some good news. While the Health District's website is still a little behind on the information, they actually received their first supply today, and folks couldn't be happier.
You're coming right here. Okay. Have you had flu vaccine before?
Yes. Like so many others in the valley, Betty Elliott has been waiting months for her flu shot. Since Betty fits into the high-risk group for getting the shot,
you almost didn't get them this year, didn't you?
She makes it in the first day the precious influenza vaccinations arrive at the Clark County Health District.
I think Smith's and some of the stores gave them earlier, but you had to stand in line for hours to get them. And I didn't feel good anyway, so I thought, well, I'm not going to go down and stand in line that long.
This year's vaccine shortage resulted in delayed shipments, causing a flu frenzy all across the country. Las Vegas was no exception. When the first shipment hit, hundreds of people waited in line, some only to be turned away because of a limited supply.
You did fine.
Since the shipment came in this morning, nurses like Dale Klabacha have been working hard to get patients in and out quickly. Even a special clinic has been set for this weekend.
We're going to be open Saturday, and that's an unusual occurrence. We just don't do that.
Although it's the end of December, healthcare experts tell us it's still not too late to get your vaccination if you want to beat the flu this season.
Well, the flu season is expected in about 2 weeks.
Las Vegas doctor Michael Resnick says while a vaccine doesn't guarantee a flu-free season,
it just makes it less likely that you're going to get terribly ill.
Out of a 20,000 supply shipment, only 89 have been used today. So the health district's getting ready for some busy days ahead.
Have a happy new year.
You too.
Thank you.
Now, if you need more information about the flu vaccines, just go to the News 13's website. That's yourinsidelasvegas.com. There you can find information from the Health District and the Centers for Disease Control. For now, the Health District will only be giving the shots to anyone over 65 or folks that are considered to be in a high-risk category.
Still very good news. Now, this special flu clinic at the Health District, which Kimberly just mentioned, will take place this coming Saturday from 8:30 in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon. The clinic will accept some insurances and Medicare. Mark?
Well, check your watches. The countdown is on to Las Vegas 2001. And tonight, authorities are doing all they can to make sure your celebration is a safe one. That includes making sure women don't become victims. Police say it is easy to provoke revelers. So if you're heading out to the Strip to celebrate, be sure to use common sense. Don't taunt the crowd and be careful who you take drinks from. If something does happen, look for police help just as soon as you possibly can. Crews are also getting in place much-needed porta potties. The Clark County Health District will place 250 of the temporary stalls in 19 separate locations. They'll line the strip from Russell Road all the way to Sayre. County workers will start putting up those porta potties on Saturday afternoon. And there is good news tonight about the much-anticipated New Year's Eve fireworks show. Pyrotechnicians say they are actually ahead of schedule now with setting up the massive display. This is a look at the 14 different locations where thousands of shells will shoot off the colorful show. Crews are working to set up the launching tubes and the fireworks for the 9-minute spectacular. And of course, you can see those fireworks all without leaving your home. In fact, News 13 has 2 ways for you to get in on the action, all without the hassle. For the first time ever, we're going to give you the chance to call your own shots of News 13's Las Vegas 2001 coverage. Here's how it works. Just go to our special Las Vegas 2001 webpage at yourinsidelasvegas.com. That's our website. That's where you'll see 4 separate camera images. Just click on the camera shot you want to see, when you want to see it. You can choose spectacular shots from our Skycam, our Rio Cam, a live feed from Live Shopper 13 with Zoom Cam, or the traffic cam at the Strip in Flamingo. It is a web exclusive from News 13 and smartconnect.net. And of course, that's not all. News 13 has every part of the Strip covered the old-fashioned way. We're going to have crews from the Excalibur all the way to the Fremont Street, plus a bird's eye view from Live Shopper 13. Join us as we celebrate Las Vegas 2001 starting at 10 o'clock on Sunday night. We'll see you then, Kathy.
It's going to be a very big night. Well, the 2000 census results are out tonight, and it's no surprise, Nevada has the biggest population gain in the entire country. In the last 10 years, the state has seen a 66% hike of new residents. Because of that, Nevada will gain 1 more seat in the House of Representatives. We'll know in a month how much of Nevada's growth actually happened right here in the Las Vegas Valley. A federal judge gave convicted Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh until next month to make sure he wants his execution date set. McVeigh has said that he wants all appeals to save his life dropped. Prosecutors say McVeigh's death sentence is confirmed, and they're ready for the judge to set an execution date. McVeigh has until January 11th to change his mind.
No deal. That's what proponents of a pay hike in California electricity rates told the state's governor today. Governor Gray Davis wants consumer groups to agree to at least some of the rate increases utility companies say they must have in order to avoid bankruptcy. But those groups say, no way. The problem remains. Californians are dangerously close to power blackouts. Here in southern Nevada, meantime, Clark County residents will have to pay more for natural gas. Today, the State Public Utilities Commission approved a rate hike. Customers will have to pay a 23% increase, or about $10 more for the average $50 bill. That increase takes effect on Monday.
A beautiful day turned into a super evening. News 13 Chief Meteorologist Ted Textor is here now with your first forecast. Ted.
Super D-duper, as my buddy Barney would say. I guess he's my buddy. Outside tonight, it's cool, but not real cold. Mostly clear skies. It's going to be a little warmer come New Year's down there on the Strip, you bet. 46 now, 36 in the morning, 57, and then 63 as we go through the afternoon, which is above normal. Full forecast for the weekend coming up. Mark, Kathy.
The next time your daughter plays video games, consider this. Could this image have a bad effect? The new information to keep that from happening without turning off the television. Thousands of people will try to quit smoking as their New Year's resolution. Tonight, kicking the habit could be as easy as picking up a bottle of mouthwash. And country singer Waylon Jennings opens up his house to hundreds of people. Find out why later on News 13 at 11.
You're watching News 13 inside Las Vegas. Friday on Good Morning Las Vegas.
More than $15 billion could be coming to Nevada residents who suffered heart problems from the diet drug fen-phen.
And jury selection in the case against the drug's manufacturer begins Friday. We'll take a closer look.
News 13's Weather Line, only from News 13 inside Las Vegas. News 13 continues with Cathy Ray's Inside Health.
Imagine this, fresh breath and no more nicotine cravings. That's the idea behind a new mouthwash. The University of Buffalo Dental School is testing a mouth rinse to help people quit smoking.
It looks and smells and tastes like any other mouth rinse. The exception is there's an ingredient, it's a copper-based salt, and when the person smokes, about 30 minutes after using the rinse or the spray, they will get a very bad taste in their mouth.
Some smokers have tried the mouthwash. They say it works. Researchers hope to have it on store shelves in about a year. Well, chances are your children spend time playing some video games, and more girls are picking up on the visual pastime. But could those images have a negative effect on your daughter and the way she sees the world around her? With just the drop of a few coins and the push of a few buttons, kids can enter the very real-looking world of video games. And now more girls are taking aim.
Yeah, we're doing good.
But a new study from Children Now says nearly half of all video games contain unhealthy messages for girls, like violence and unrealistic female body images. One Phoenix psychiatrist agrees.
Combination of body image and ditziness, which may seem to go together, the ditzy blonde, right, are particularly devastating and hurtful to little girls who are trying to figure out how to be in this world.
13-year-old Logan Mather says the exaggerated body images don't really bother her, but she does tend to stay away from games with lots of blood and gore.
If it's really violent or if I've heard from people it's like really nasty, then I normally won't play it. But if it's like just for fun, I will.
And Dr. Wellick says preventing your kids from playing video games is not the answer. Instead, Dr. Wellick says the key is great communication, something Logan and her mom have worked out.
Well, let's check in with Ted Textor, who's here now to give us all the good news for the weekend and into the new year, right?
What's
all
important?
Good news?
Yes.
What's important is that the weather's just going to be beautiful. And just continuing somewhat on that theme, I mentioned Barney, but the bear in the Big Blue House is really kind of my favorite.
You know he has little children.
And that came from out of left field.
Yes, it did. But Cathy's kids are just a little bit too old. You kind of missed out on the bear. And,
I did.
He is a hoot, as they say in the South. Yes. Now here in the Southwest, the weather's going to be a real hoot too. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That means that it's going to be fun. 47 now. It's cooling off, but not really getting cold. In Salt Lake City at 19 degrees, and Denver's only at 20. At least it's 20 above. We've got some cold air just to the north and to the east of us, but here at home, fairly mild. 43 now, down a little bit. West breeze is blowing. Humidity's up, relatively speaking, because of the cooler air. And the barometer has been rising throughout the evening time. Big trouble in the southeast where they say things like that, hoot and whatnot. That means fun or funny. Down in the southeast, the storm is beginning to move offshore, but still there is a lot of cold air swinging in, replacing it. Upper Midwestern United States, see that curl? Wow, that curl is making some snow. From Minneapolis down to Chicago, on farther to the east, to the south, and to the east. It's continuing to churn it out. These things could merge somewhat on the east coast of the United States, and as that occurs, this occurs. The low develops a little more fully into a front, and more snow will likely develop. Keeping in mind that the air is going around the low like this, it draws moisture in off of the Atlantic, throws it back into cold air, and you get snow. Sometimes a little bit of ice is a possibility, too. Across the west, we're seeing snow well east of us, but not here at home. 62 is our high today, and 36 is where we started this morning. Tomorrow, we go to 63, I think, at the airport. Henderson about the same, Boulder City running about 60. Tonight, down to 36 degrees, chilly but not cold. Throughout the afternoon tomorrow, 63, high temperature, mostly sunny. 35 for the low in the 7-day planning forecast. You know, we try to bring you useful information here, and this is very useful. It'll only get a little bit cooler as we go into the beginning of next week. And I think that even adults, I know I enjoy watching The Bear in the Big Blue House.
Yes.
More so than Barney, I gotta say.
Well, I'm happy for you, Ted.
Okay.
That's good. Okay.
I'm a Blues Clues fan myself.
Oh, they're good too, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
thanks, Ted. Tina Turner keeps on rolling. Tonight, she's outpaced some of the youngest groups to rake in some of the most money. And lots of Americans win Oscars, but few earn the distinction that Steven Spielberg will soon receive. We'll explain next on News 13 at 11.
You can rack up yet another honor for Steven Spielberg. The film director will now have the title of Knight, thanks to Great Britain. The British Embassy said today the honorary knighthood recognizes Spielberg's contribution to Britain's entertainment industry. Spielberg's credits include Saving Private Ryan, Jaws, and E.T.
Blockbuster has released its top movies rented during the past year. Here's a look at the top 5 now. The Sixth Sense seemed to spook the competition. Following it, The Green Mile, Double Jeopardy, Gladiator, and Three Kings. The Perfect Storm and Runaway Bride also made the list. And music fans can't seem to get enough of Tina Turner. She's earned the most money in concert sales this year with more than $80 million. The 61-year-old topped boy band NSYNC, Dave Matthews Band, Kiss, and Tim McGraw-Faith Hill Tour round out the top 5 concert sellers of the year 2000.
Go Tina. Rumors are circulating tonight about singer Courtney Love. Reports say she's going after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to get all items once owned by her deceased husband, Kurt Cobain. Love is supposedly upset that several groups like AC/DC and Leonard Skinner aren't getting inducted into the hall. Neither side is commenting on this information. And country crooner Waylon Jennings wants to get rid of his stuff. Jennings and his wife say they have too many things. So today they kicked off a 3-day sale at their home near Nashville. Fans and collectors can get their hands on a customized black Cadillac, knives, all sorts of guns, as you see right there. The most expensive item you're looking at a motorcycle once owned by Buddy Holly.
That's a lot of stuff. It takes 3 days to sell it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the Lakers were in Phoenix tonight, shooting for a win over the Suns.
And the Rebels were in action tonight at the Thomas & Mack. Ron has more on that next on News 13.
Now, News 13's Inside Sports with Ron Futrell.
All right, Rebel fans saw Monmouth on the schedule. They figured this would be an easy win, a breeze for the team. Well, hold on to your baseline jumpers. The Hawks from Monmouth, New Jersey, tougher than expected tonight. A small crowd listed at 10,000, but maybe 5,000 or 6,000 at the game. Monmouth takes a 6-0 lead thanks to some nice passing there. The star of the night for the Rebels, Trevor Diggs, a career-high 34 points, hit 11 of 17 shots from the floor. He saved the Rebels tonight with shots like that. That makes Max feel very good at this point. But overall, the team really struggled offensively tonight, especially the first half. Vince Booker, watch his strong defense here, the steal and the bucket. A little bit later, Booker's bringing the ball up court and says, wait a second, I got a lane here. So he drives, and it's good. He's fouled. Yes, that would be blocking. Booker becoming a great story for this team this year. Scores 9 points tonight, but becoming really a team leader. It was 27-26 Monmouth at halftime. Second half better for the Rebels. Diggs with the pass to Dalron Johnson. Rebels overcome that slow start and pull off a 9-point win.
Some way or another, we've got to find a way to get started better in games. I believe we had 55 points second half, 26 first half, and some way or another, and I got to take responsibility for that, because somewhere or another we got to find a way to get jump started and play a little better offensively again.
All right, so it's 81-70. Rebels hold on to the win. I said 9-point. That would be 11-point win. The Rebels play Sunday at Old Dominion. The Lady Rebels taking on Reno tonight. Here's shocking news. Linda Frulich leads the way. 17 points, 12 rebounds. She's tough to stop inside, and when she's throwing down 3-pointers, it's over. 4 Lady Rebels in double figures tonight. Lady Rebels beat Reno 67-57. Danya Gamble with a career-high 11 assists. The ladies are now 8-2 on the season. The Lakers and Suns are a couple of very powerful teams in the Western Conference, so you'd think that tonight's game would be a good one. Not the case in Phoenix tonight. Kobe Bryant only played 33 minutes, but manages to make the most of his time on the floor. He gets the shot and the foul. He finished with 38 points. Doesn't look like there's anybody on the Suns who can stop Shaq. Just get out of his way. The Lakers with a blowout win, 115-78. Worst ever home loss for the Suns. Lakers have won 6 of their last 7 games. Sean Marion with a miss right there, but Rodgers puts it down after that, but too late for the Phoenix Suns tonight. You saw Scott Skiles there, of course, and he's the head coach of the Phoenix Suns. When I saw the video of him, I beat him in a 3-point shooting contest one time at the Thomas & Mack Center. Used to play at Michigan State and later in the NBA for a little bit, you know, and there were a handful of other guys in there, but it was a total fluke.
Right.
Beginner's
luck.
But when I see guys that I'd shot against and actually beaten,
that's funny.
Bring it up every once in a while. Yeah.
Well, we have got to look ahead to your morning weather conditions.
Your wake-up forecast. We'll be right back.
You can help build a strong community. Just join the team. Call the Team 13 hotline at 733-TEAM. Together, we can make a difference.
In the morning, 36. Turn it around, and we'll be 63 in the afternoon. Sunshine all day.
Alrighty. Okay. Thank you. And that does it for this edition of News 13 at 11. Thank you so much for being with us.
Start your day with Good Morning Las Vegas tomorrow morning at 5. We'll see you back here on News 13 Inside Las Vegas tomorrow night. Have a good evening.
Good night.
You're inside LasVegas.com. Get updates on construction, road closings, and accidents. Just choose a specific location, and our webcams give you a live look at traffic. Only on News 13.